Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to day 3, where we are going to review what it is that you learned yesterday, and then also look ahead to today and what kind of tasks you're going to finish for today. So yesterday you looked at these samples and collected evidence on what you suspected was causing the tree deaths. For example, was it drought or wildfires, insect infestations, pathogens, or a combination of these? So in order to figure out which it was, you use this tool on your research assistant notebook, and you decided on whether the discolored needles or the holes in the bark and so on were strong evidence, weak evidence, or disconfirming evidence that would suggest that that specific thing was responsible for killing the tree. And when you went through and looked at all of your evidence, hopefully the conclusion that you came to was that drought and beetles and fungus were the culprits. And Dr. Mitch and the other scientist discussed how the drought and the beetle and the fungus were correlated, but it wasn't necessarily that one was causing the other. And differentiating between causality and correlation is a big job that scientists often have to do. We can say that the drought reinforced the activity of the beetles, because when a tree is experiencing hardship during a drought, it has a hard time producing the sap that it uses as a defense mechanism against the activity of the beetles. And so drought and beetle infestations and the fungus that comes with the beetles are often correlated. Looking at historical data, we notice that there has been times of drought in the past, but the drought that we've experienced in the past and the beetle infestations of the past didn't lead to as excessive as a die-off as we're seeing today. So we have to dive a little bit deeper and look into what else might be causing this phenomena of massive lodgepole pine die-offs. And where they wanted you to look was climate data, where you compare things like average high and low temperatures throughout the year to average precipitation throughout the year. And here again, the trends that I hope that you guys noticed was that both the summer and winter precipitation is decreasing over the last half century, at the same time that the average high and low temperature, both in winter and summer, is increasing. And when you have two variables that are trending differently, in fact, trending opposite from each other, where the temperature, for example, has been trending up slightly and the rainfall has been trending down slightly, we call those an inverse relationship. So we have this inverse relationship between temperature and precipitation, and somehow this is reinforcing the activity of the beetles. And you'll explore that further in our investigation today. So let's see. Let's go and look at that. Interpret. This is where you interpret the analysis that you guys started yesterday. And you're going to look specifically at phenology to help you do that, the phenology of the pine bark beetle. Phenology is how the life cycle of an organism is affected by the abiotic environment, the non-living parts of the ecosystem, specifically in this case, temperature and rainfall. So we have your first activity is to read through about the phenology of the pine bark beetle at these 12 statements. And you're going to decide which of these 12 statements is the most significant in terms of its importance as it relates to temperature and the lodgepole pine deaths that we're seeing. So you'll look through those 12 statements, choose 4 of them, and you'll write those 4 statements as the important facts. And then you're going to kind of determine why you chose each of those 4 facts to include on this page. Once you've done that, you'll be able to make a claim about why the lodgepole pine trees are dying at a faster rate compared with the past, and then support that claim with evidence. And they want you to look at your findings from all your activities from 10 to 16. So yesterday and today, in order to bring that evidence to bear in support of your claim. And you'll provide some reasoning or explanations for why this evidence backs up this big claim that you're making about why there's so many more trees dying today. After that, all you have to do is communicate your findings tomorrow, and we'll be done with the first leg of this journey. So keep up the good work. I really am impressed with the stuff you guys are submitting to my email, so keep up with that. And thanks very much, everybody. Take care out there, and we'll see you tomorrow.